just enough to be wild for the evening. We fall apart to start believing. I know this feeling drips down my body in the sun. This is the real thing, and I am overcome. Our hands are reeling, my heart beating like a band. Lift up the ceiling as I open up my hands. Oh, this is chemical. Oh, lost in a gold rush. Oh, this is the promise of reckless and ruthless love. We build it up with songs of broken, caught in the rough between us in a moment. I know this fire reaches the corners of my truth. Oh, I am lighter when I'm reflecting you. Tonight I'm all in. I trade my past for something new. I'll let it reach me to see what this can do. Moving, moving, moving. It's moving, moving, moving. Moving, moving, moving. Going moving, moving, moving. Going moving, moving, moving. Moving, moving, moving. Moving, moving, moving. Moving, moving, moving. Going moving, moving, moving. 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 I know this feeling drips down my body in the sun. This is the real thing, and I am overcome. I know this feeling drips down my body in the sun. This is the real thing, and I am overcome. Our hands are reeling, my heart beating like the band. Lift up the ceiling as I open up my hands. Oh, this is chemical. Oh, caught in a gold rush. Oh, this is the promise of reckless and ruthless love.
Happy Thursday morning to you. I hope you're enjoying your Thursday already. I hope that you've got your your life tuned into the right things. You know, a couple of days ago during the election, as the coverage was coming to the election, I began to ask myself, do I really want to listen to the news? Do I really want to do I really want to focus on this? And instead, you know what I did? I chose to tune in to worship tunes. And man, that was encouraging. I was listening in the car. So it was just, my spirit was getting lifted. And then I would go listen to the news, and man, it was discouraging. And so I was thinking about that today. We're talking about words of encouragement today. We're reading the One Year Bible together. We have these daily talks because we try and encourage each other. And when you're thinking today with me about this election, no matter what you think of the election, you have to admit that it's really easy to allow it to consume you. And I'm filming this on Wednesday, so I don't yet know, and I don't think even this morning we're going to know what the results are of the election. The truth is that each side, I'm sure, is going to be claiming victory, and there's going to be lots of lawsuits, and we're probably going to be in limbo for a long time. And for most of us, we just wish it was solved one way or another. But the truth is, it's not going to be solved. And so here's the question. What am I going to do with that? So let's go to our one-year Bible reading. When I went to today's one-year Bible reading, I began to look through Ezekiel. And Ezekiel is this entire passage is about God punishing the people of Israel. And there's not much encouragement at all. In fact, it says specifically that the reason God is punishing them is because they are sacrificing their children to idols. Let me just stop here, because I think this is an important distinction. No matter what you do in life, no matter what happens in life, we need to always be building into our kids. We need to always be doing everything we can to help our kids have a faith in God. They need to love God. They need to serve God. They need to understand who He is. And we need to be careful not to sacrifice our children to the gods of this culture. And even as they watch us handle this election, the question is, do you believe that political climate or whatever happens politically is really the answer to the world, or do you believe that God is? Do they see in you your faith in God? Well, you go on through Ezekiel, and he repeats it again, and then I went into Psalms, and Psalms was not very encouraging. I went into Hebrews, and Hebrews again is talking about Melchizedek and a high priest and human high priest, and yet he talks about how Jesus is the perfect high priest. And I'm reminded I need him to be my high priest in the middle of all this. So whatever we're facing in life, whatever our failures, whatever our future is, all that, it's all in God's hands. And then I went to Proverbs. And Proverbs, which is really interesting. I'm going to skip to Proverbs right now and read that verse for you. But it says, wounds from a sincere friend are better than many kisses from an enemy. An open rebuke is better than hidden love. As I was thinking about that today, these words of encouragement are meant for us to encourage each other. I think it's important for us to hold each other accountable. In this climate and everything that we're doing, we should not be angry with each other. If there's a person with different political beliefs than you have, and they are excited maybe about the outcome, or excited about the potential of the outcome that they have, or they're discouraged, or they're just thinking completely different than you. No, that's not our job. But the one thing that we can do for each other is hold each other accountable to love each other and to encourage each other. And I thought it was interesting. Who do you have in your life that you're a sincere friend with? Who do you have that you can tell the truth to? and that you can receive the truth from. I have a group of men that meet with me in a couple of different cases. And one of the things I've learned early on is that I need some strong people in my life to tell me things that I cannot see. I often have blind spots that I cannot see. And sometimes my friends will tell me something that I need to hear. And so here's the word for the day. This is the encouraging word for the day. It's better to have a friend who says something that wounds you but helps you out than it is for you to go on in life and to keep doing what you're doing and not have anyone tell you the truth. And you know what? I'm grateful. Every one of us can have those kind of people in our life. Even in this group here this morning, I think over the period of time, many of you have got to know each other and you're chatting with each other, even as this devotion goes on. And I think of the power of that, the encouragement of that, and the people that we have in our life. So here's my encouraging word for you today. Find somebody in your life who can be a sincere friend, who will tell you the truth, not what you want to hear, what you need to hear. And I believe that God will use that in your life. That's my encouraging word. As we end this thing, I suspect we're going to be in for a few weeks of unrest, of not knowing, of not really understanding what's going to happen, and I'm pretty convinced there'll be a lot of contention in our culture and our climate and everything that's happening. Here's the question: what will you focus on? I love this verse that I end with every week. I know that God causes all things to work together for good to those that love him. Now, I want you to know I love God with all my heart. So no matter what happens in this world, no matter what happens in this election, no matter what happens in my life, I know that God causes all things to work together for those that love him. And I love God with all my heart. I know most of you do love God with all your heart. If you're listening in today and you're wondering what to do with everything, start loving God with all your heart. And I can guarantee you, as he promised, that God will work all things together for those that love him. I look forward to talking to you again. I'll see you again on Monday.